today we're going to have a look at one of my favourite series of RPGs, and I'm not sure how to pronounce it though. It could be Suikoden, or Suikoden, so I'm just going to say Suikoden because that's the way I've pronounced it for ages. Let's have a look. Starting at the very start, which is a good place to start, here is Suikoden 1. This is fantastic. It's an RPG set in a sort of a, like sword and shield land with magic and all that. You have 108 characters to collect. You can put them in a party of 6 at a time and then go do battles. There's also a one-on-one fighting thing, which is more like a paper, rock, scissors sort of thing. It's kind of weird. And there's a major battle as well, where you have all of your characters are like commanders of little army bits, and you gotta make them fight other armies. It's okay, it's not great. But the 6-on-6 fighting, or the 6 on whatever monsters that you randomly encounter fighting, is really good. The story is fantastic. It's just I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but it's you work for a large empire, and then the empire betrays you, and it's all corruption and all that, and then you start you join the Liberation Army, and then you lead the Liberation Army. You go get a castle, and then it's in the middle of a lake. It's great, and then you got to go and recruit characters. You got to recruit a tactician, people to sell items and make weapons and all that. Absolutely fantastic game. Really, really involved. So there's a lot of stuff not to do with the main story that you can do as well without. If you complete the game, you could totally miss it. But fantastic. If you played this game, you know what I'm talking about. So after the first game came out, then this came out, which was Suikoden II. This actually builds upon the first game and is actually probably a better game than the first game. It's definitely rarer than the first game. It's the same sort of style. You have a main protagonist character who doesn't speak, and then you go around amassing an army to fight against the evil empire. It's basically the same mechanics from the first game, almost the same graphics, just a little tweaking here and there. It's 6-on-6 party members again from possible. It's not 108 you can use in battle. You get 108 characters, but you can only use about 70 or 60% of them. I can't remember what the actual number is. Most of them kind of go in and like man the shops or man the elevators and different kind of things in your castle. But same idea. You have the one-on-one fighting as well, and the major battles have been improved in this one. You still have your commanders, where your characters and you collect your commanders and they fight against other armies, but it's a lot more intuitive in this game as opposed to the first game. So next up is Suikoden III. This is the Japanese version, because this never came out in Europe, so I never heard of it or got it. I knew about it, but I never actually picked it up because I couldn't play it. Obviously, I still can't play it. This is in the original plastic. It's a deviation from the first 2 games as well. You have 3 different characters, I think, and there's way more kind of weird stuff, and this is in the time where they weren't really sure how to do the polygons or the cameras and all that, and everything just looks a bit weird, to be honest. But I played a small bit of it, but not that much. It didn't really hold my interest. I got it just for the collection. So Suikoden 3. Next up, we've got Suikoden IV. This is the shortest of the Suikodens, I believe. It's more of ship warfare than kind of land warfare. You spend a lot of time on a boat, and the random encounters are crazy. But it's still a really good game, and I really enjoyed it anyway in the Suikoden series. This is Suikoden V. After this, it kind of stopped. There's one more after this, or 2 more after this. But this is quite good. It's fully voiced as well. This one, there's loads of voices in it. The story's a bit crazy though. Compared to the other games, it's a bit more kind of in your face and a bit more kind of anime than Suikoden 1 and 2 anyway. Not Suikoden 3 obviously, because that's like really anime. But this one's really good as well. It's quite long, and it's got the same kind of fighting mechanics as the other games, and I really enjoyed this game as well. So top drawer, really good game. This is, I believe, the most recent one. This is Suikoden Teirkreis for the DS. This is it's got those. I don't really like this. It's a good game, but it's got those kind of weird graphics for DS. When they do RPGs, most of the characters on screen just look like small children with big heads. It's kind of strange. It doesn't have the same aesthetic appeal as the other Suikoden games, but it's still really good. You've still got the same sort of fighting enemy characters when they come along and all that, and there's a big empire that you have to take down with the help of other people, and you got to make a big massive army. But this one's a bit weirder. It takes place in an alternate reality than the other Suikoden games, and you kind of go through portals to go to different realities, but you can't do it. Other people from different realities come into yours, and I don't know, it's just a big confusing mess, but still a top drawer game. So that's my Suikoden collection. I am missing one of the Suikoden games, and I'm also missing the PlayStation 2 Suikoden memory card, so I've got to pick those up when I can. If you're a fan of Suikoden, then do a video response of your Suikoden collection, or maybe sound out in the comments what's your favourite Suikoden game, or whatever. If you like this video, please click the like button, hit subscribe as well. thanks very much for watching, and have a great night, a great day, a great week, whatever. Adios.